All right, welcome in, welcome back. Just got done with a Steelers post-game show, but did that as a one-off. So there's that. Breaking news 39 minutes ago in the college football world. Also, get it in early. If you guys are new here, do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button. That helps us a ton. That's kind of what we're doing here on the road to 500. Basically, if you like college football, like this video, do us the biggest favor. Transfer portal news. I'll try to go over the big things that that pertain to the national landscape. I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to roast me and say, "What about this guy? What about that guy?" If I try to keep up with every kid that goes into the portal, I don't have enough hours in the day. So, starting it off, Pete Nakos, Ethan Grunkemeyer, I guess, is going to reunite with James Franklin at the Virginia Tech. Also, phone line is open. If you want to call, go ahead and dial it up now. Number to call is 260-255-4069 is the number to call. Get that out of the way. It's also on the ticker below. So Ethan Grunkemeyer, I guess, heading off to Virginia Tech to go reunite with James Franklin. We ain't going to stay on here long, but as long as you guys keep calling, the longer I'm going to stay. So there is that. Next up, I am reading the transfer portal by On3. That's just how this is going to shake out tonight. Omarion Miller projected to go to Arizona State. That's a pretty good pickup for them for all intents and purposes, I think. Can't believe he's leaving Colorado. Sorsbury, the Texas Tech commit via of Cincinnati, rumored to have an NIL deal around $5 million. So that is Texas Tech is not sparing any dollar amount. So I'm just looking at it. He started at Indiana, went to Cincinnati, and now he's at Tech. So Colorado picked up a couple of kids. Louisville's Isaac Brown is staying, I guess. As of now, probably up the money on him. So that's kind of where we're at. And then the last part of the show, we'll talk some Final Four. I'll have to see whatever I can get Richie on this coming week to talk some college football with us. The playoff games starting Thursday, I believe. I guess I better look that schedule up so I don't sound like a complete buffoon, but I believe it's Thursday, Friday, and Monday night FCS playoffs is that their national championship? Yeah, FCS championship, Illinois State, Montana State, battle of the state schools. So there's that. Thursday, it's going to be Ole Miss, Miami. Miami 3.5-point favorite. And then Friday, Indiana, Oregon. That number has since moved. It opened at -4 Hoosiers. It stayed there. Know what Vegas is trying to do. Miami got a ton of influx, so they moved it a 0.5 point. So we got that. Also, there's Trinidad Chambliss news. Tom Mars getting involved. Harvard's quarterback is going to TCU. I guess this is the world we live in. East Carolina loses their tight end. Penn State keeps on shuffling out Penn State players, and then they shuffle in Iowa State guys. Not all the guys are following, but Arizona State's quarterback Sam Leavitt is looking I guess he sounds like he's going to be a Bayou Bengal, is the report. I guess I don't know if he canceled his visit, but Virginia Tech taking a tight end from Penn State, couple offensive linemen, shuffling out a bunch of USF players, committing to Auburn. So that's kind of where we're at. Nobody is spared any expense, I would say, in the transfer portal. So there is that. Some of the teams that, just all these graphics as I'm scrolling through On3's transfer portal page, just bizarre. I believe there's over 5,000 kids in the portal. So there is that. Also, if you're new here, phone line is open. Number to call, 260-255-4069 is the number to call. Colorado lost a kid. The Boyd kid is going to Texas A&M. Alabama's had a ton of turnover as well. Tegra Tishkabola from Ohio State isn't entering the portal, so Tyler Bowen, I guess, is stripping down everything that Justin Fry had there at Ohio State and is going to do that. And then Iowa State loses both their starter and backup quarterback to Penn State. Clemson loses a big-time safety to Georgia. As I'm just reading. Arkansas is getting pillaged. So, and then Ole Miss early in the day got a bunch of kids to commit. And then James Madison loses their starting Q to USF. He's going to go hang with Scott Frost and the boys down there. So we'll see. Also, Mylan Graham, 5-star, is leaving Ohio State as well. Nick Marsh leaves Michigan State to go to Indiana. Keon Keeley plans to enter the transfer portal. He was the number 2 overall recruit in the 2023 class. I don't know if he is. I would say he is leaving for the money. Show me the money. So there's that. And then Alabama had 3 or 4 offensive linemen hit the portal today, which is just, I don't know. This portal madness, I think having it down to one window was going to create chaos, but as I'm looking at a lot of these guys, LSU snags Hawaii's receiver. And then there was a bunch of guys that entered the portal yesterday as well. So there's that. But I guess we could, dive into this portal chaos. I mean, the portal has completely reshaped college football. It's going to be different faces and new places. Trying to find some. See what's trending on DJ Lagway. I guess DJ Lagway is on campus at Florida State. The memes are already going crazy about that. So Lagway in the portal at Florida State. That's going to be interesting to see if Mike Norvell can get that turned around. But also, phone line is open. More importantly, number to call, 260-255-4069 is the number to call. Also, it is on the ticker below. And we can talk about pretty much whatever you guys want to talk about, because outside of portal stuff, it's interesting. Kenny Minchie lands with Nebraska after Dylan Raiola has exited stage left. I haven't heard hardly any news on Raiola coming off the, I think he had dislocated ankle, broken leg. So we'll see where Raiola ends up. Um, interesting stuff there. There's still a lot of, I think most of the, not the centerpieces, not the big name guys like Lagway and Raiola. I think that's going to shape a lot of next season to see where those guys end up. I can try to see what the latest report is on that. But yeah, if you guys want to call, you can go ahead and call now. Let me see. What does talk to another stream about this? Let's get your take on it. How do you think? Oh, I think he'll be fine. I don't think he's going anywhere because I think Mendoza's brother. Let me look and see what year he is. I want to say he's only a freshman. And the kid coming from TCU is a proven starter. So I mean, I'm sure Cignetti's going to have an open quarterback battle for it, but if I'm him, I wouldn't put any salt into it. Do I think that a lot of it's going to be about how this year shakes out? Do I think he's going to leave? No. I don't think he's leaving at all. But I just don't think if you're the Mendoza family, you rock the boat right now. But Josh Hoover, proven starter, threw for almost 4,000 yards this year. TCU just, they lost so much after that national championship run. Let's look at the class that Hoover's going to be a senior next year, so he's just a one and done rental. If Mendoza is the future, you stay put because it's most likely your job next year. He's still got plenty of time to prove himself. Josh is a senior, yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. Also, if you want to call, number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. So I will throw that out there for the fine people. Just a unbelievable ending to Sunday Night Football over there when we did that stream. Pretty good stuff. Got that going. I'm just tying up some loose ends here on some stuff, but nothing too major. But yeah, I think Josh Hoover's a good replacement for Mendoza. Basically, Cignetti set that plan in place when he got Curtis Rourke. Also, at the end of last year, Curtis Rourke had a torn ACL. So I think that with Mendoza, the heights that he got, it changes the landscape with Indiana for sure when it comes to portal stuff, just for the simple fact of you can go out, get a guy that's relatively unknown in the portal, think he's your guy, and Fernando Mendoza goes out and wins the Heisman. Not hard to put that puzzle together, I would think, for some people. So kind of where we're at is pretty much it. Do I think DJ Lagway can save Florida State? I think that's a big ask, to say the least. I don't know where the bottom's going to fall out for a guy like Lagway, but I think Florida State is on the last ditch effort. They also cannot afford to fire Mike Norvell either. Florida State, I think, is kind of strapped financially, to say the least, because I think if they could have got rid of Norvell, they would have. I just think Norvell's kind of in the Hugh Freeze reign where he's taken quarterbacks and they just have not panned out. That's kind of where I'm at on Florida State. Castellanos is kind of where it's at. DJ Uyungale, it didn't work out. They tried to get him to stand back there and throw it 50 times, and that just wasn't his game. He still, I think he got what was it, a invite to an NFL team, so I don't know if that is accurate. A lot of people were down on DJU, but whatever. It just didn't work out. He played better at Oregon State, and then Jonathan Smith didn't take him with him, so that's just the luck of the draw. And obviously you see where Jonathan Scott's at. He got fired at Michigan State, so there is that. So I think that when it comes to taking a portal quarterback, you better be damn sure. I'm sure Cignetti and their scouting department watched the film and they had everything in their ducks in a row, and they're going to say, hey, look what we did with Fernando in 1 year. He comes here, wins the Heisman. That could be you. That's the whole thing that I think they're going to sell to the portal guys. I don't think Indiana probably got in a bidding war over Hoover, but who knows? We'll see, but I'm sure details will leak out eventually, but nothing is ever concrete or set in stone. And then you hear a bunch of whispers and murmurs, and no concrete numbers are ever put in there. So there's that. But I think Hoover's a solid pickup for the Hoosiers. But with that being said, I guess we can talk a little playoffs. Also, while I got you guys here, if you're new here, do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It is after 1 in the morning. That is the big thing. Nothing too major really going on outside of portal stuff. It'll be interesting to see how, when the portal closes, and that is I'm assuming the portal will close on midnight of the 16th. So I think you've seen guys enter their name in the portal just to see what's out there. I think that's I think that is also some of it too. But we can talk a little college football playoff games. Don't want to give away too much. As we look at it, Miami, Ole Miss. I think there's some things to be said about that. Carson Beck on the year is 27 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. The one thing with Chambliss is that Chambliss doesn't turn the ball over. And I think as long as Chambliss gets it out quick and has time to neutralize Miami's pass rush, I think that could be a turning point in the college football playoff. And I've been saying it. I kind of like Ole Miss in this game. Just something about it. All the experts are probably going to pick Miami because Miami beat Ohio State. I get it. That's fair. That's what they want to do. And I think a lot of the experts are going to pick Oregon because they're going to use against Indiana. It's hard to beat a team twice, is what I really think they're going to use. I think that has a lot to do with it. Indiana playing January 9th at 7:30. The 14-0 Hoosiers take on the 13-1 Ducks that they beat Oregon earlier in the year. So there is that. Over under on Indiana Oregon is 46.5. I think they've got that set right. Indiana on the money line, odds by DraftKings is Indiana minus 180. So, and then Oregon plus 150. I'll be interested to see how they finagle those lines. Matchup predictor has the Hoosiers winning at 66.9%. So there's that. I think the big thing coming into it is Mendoza's got to play a clean game, and Moore playing a clean game, and can Oregon shut down Indiana's running attack? That's the big thing against Oregon. And I think it's alarming that James Madison ran for 186 yards on Oregon, and Texas Tech couldn't do anything. So I think that's a big tell there. Shout out playoff committee on that one. So that's what we got rolling. Also, I'll throw it out there one last time. I know it's late, but I figured I would get a show in tonight. The phone number to call, 260-255-4069. And also, if you're up this late watching a college football podcast, I know there's not many of you in here, but you guys are hardcore, to say the least. Also, I think we'll probably know soon where Lagway ends up. I think most of the big deals will get done soon. I think, yeah, that's very, very interesting to say the least. I'm just trying to scroll through to see if I missed anything. But I'll throw it out there again. Number to call, 260-255-4069 is the number to call. Just trying to get some other stuff looked up. But yeah, I can't believe they're going to pay that kid $5 million. They really wanted him. Also, there was an update by Tom Mars. It's looking likely, somebody else reported it, that Trinidad Chambliss is possibly going to get that extra year. So we'll see. That'll be good for Trinidad. Get a payday, play another year. The only thing I'm hoping is that I hope that he didn't do all this stuff just to jump ship and go to LSU. But it's up to him. It's his choice, and that is the free market system for you. So, but also here's my warning for college football fans and the transfer portal. Don't get mad when it don't work for you, when it works against you, because people love it when they have a big old haul in the transfer portal. Look at Ohio State last year. They get Quinshon Judkins, Caleb Downs, and then they end up with Will Howard as well. Ohio State has a big haul in the portal, and which I don't think anybody's going to sign a portal class like that ever again, in my opinion, but we could be wrong. But I don't think you're going to have that kind of collection of talent sitting in the portal again. A Caleb Downs, a Will Howard, Quinshon Judkins. I think that was a perfect storm to go out there and get all those guys at once. So there is that. I guess I'll leave it open for a little bit longer if you guys want to call. Uh, Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. So that's kind of where we're at. Monday probably do a call-in show as well, normal time, maybe a little later, maybe 8:30ish. So, which I thought it was interesting. North Carolina, I almost said the Patriots, but North Carolina picks up Billy Edwards Jr. from Wisconsin. I think that's fascinating. We get the Belichick experience in year 2. We'll get to see some of that. So I guess we'll throw that out there. If there's any suggestions, go over to our community and post what you want to hear. I think you have to be a subscriber for that. But yeah, if you're new here, always open the phone lines, let the fans talk unless I have a guest on. If not, there's that. Just looking at some other stuff here, trying to see what I can decipher. Phone number is 260-255-4069 is the number to call. So phone line's pretty dead. It's 1:20 on a Sunday night. I knew that, but the ending of the Steelers Ravens warranted a call-in show, even though it was late. But there is that. Kenny Minchie, like I had said at the top of the hour, signs, I guess, with Nebraska. That's a lock, stock, and barrel and done. Also, some outlets, Rebels 247, also reported, I think earlier this week, the Austin Simmons deal to Missouri is done. And I think that's going to be one of the unsung pickups in the portal whenever it gets announced that nobody's talking about. So I think this is just my opinion, no insider information. I would say Deuce Knight probably signs with Ole Miss, goes back home to Mississippi after leaving Auburn, which I think Auburn, they got, you can think of Hugh Freeze all you want, but you can say what you want, but yeah. But you can think of Hugh all you want, bad, but when you fired Hugh, you opened the floodgates, so you got to deal with it all. Auburn, and hopefully those South Florida guys can play at the SEC level, and it'll work out for you. So there is that. Coming up on a half hour, no calls, so that's what I'm kind of looking at, seeing if there's any news that I should be talking about that I'm missing. I don't think I'm missing anything. I guess they just released the home and away opponents for next year. That's fascinating. So I guess since nobody wants to call, we'll end it there. Be back Monday, normal time. I know it's kind of a weird one, but although I will say the Broncos, them throwback Bronco uniforms, I don't care what anybody says, those things are tough. Yeah, Trey Lance performed as expected. So there's that. I don't think we got really anything else that's pressing right now other than playoff games and what it's looking like for the portal. But yeah, outside of that, I think we're as good as gold. Huh. So, all right, I guess we'll end it there. We'll call it a day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate everybody who pulled up, even if it was for a little bit. If you're rewatching it at a later date, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you make it to the end. Appreciate everybody, and we will talk to you tomorrow.